Hey everyone, it's Rishi from The Growing Home. We're again here at the Heirloom Expo, and I ran into Mr. Zystro, and he is from the Organic Seed Alliance, and I'm going to let him explain to you a little bit what the Organic Seed Alliance does, because I think it's a really important organization in this movement towards heirloom seeds. So Jared, can you please tell us what is it that you do, what is your organization about?
Yeah, thanks Rishi. So Organic Seed Alliance, we're a national nonprofit, and our real mission is to support the ethical stewardship and development of agricultural seed. What we've recognized is that just as important as all of the seed diversity that's being lost, we are also in the midst of losing the diversity of knowledge that farmers have on how to save seed. So we work doing research, education, and advocacy to help protect farmers' access to seeds and help farmers develop their own seeds, help farmers produce seeds commercially, and help farmers improve varieties for their systems.
So Jared, you're saying that you're helping farmers produce, save seeds. What are some of the specific activities that you guys do? You were telling me earlier about your varietal plantings. What is that all about? How does that work?
Yeah, so we, in order to fulfill our mission, we have a lot of different activities that we do, and those include workshops on seed saving and seed production, on maintaining varieties and improving varieties. They include field days where farmers can see how other farmers are producing seed. They include field days and trials of new and promising varieties that are appropriate for organic agriculture. So that way farmers have a chance to see what is out there that might work well for their farms, because knowledge is so important, and our mission is really to spread that knowledge as far and wide as possible.
Now, a lot of our viewers, we're coming from the LA area, we're urban growers ourselves. What advice can you give people to help this movement forward? What can they do themselves? They have a garden themselves at home. What are some of the things that they can do to help grow the heirloom seed, open pollinated seed movement?
That's a really good question, Rishi. So get educated would be the first step. So why is supporting heirloom and organic seed important? Well, right now we have a very frightening future that potentially can happen, where the seed industry is becoming more and more concentrated in the hands of just a few people, a few corporations that decide what everyone is growing. And so we need to be able to push back from that. And as gardeners, what you can do is you can learn to save your own seed of varieties that are easy to save seed of. And which varieties are those? Well, OSA, Organic Seed Alliance, puts out a number of publications that teach you about how to save seed and which varieties would be appropriate for you. Those you can get from our website, seedalliance.org, and download for free. The other thing that you can do as a gardener is support your local seed growers. So something that's really exciting that's happening right now is there's a real upswelling of family farmers producing seed organically, producing heirloom seed that can be saved and reproduced generation after generation. So look for organic seed. Look for seed that's being grown locally. It can be hard to find these things, but if you contact me at Organic Seed Alliance, I'd be happy to help point you in the direction of supporting ethical seed.
So Jared, the people that are growing at home, there's some seeds that are really easy to save for them and some that are not. What are some of the seeds that you could really easily save for yourself and propagate year after year?
Well, that's a good question. Part of it will depend on where you live, but if you're talking about living in Los Angeles, some of the choices that I would say are you can easily save seed from many tomatoes, and you can save seed from peas and beans. You can save seed from lettuce or other things in the lettuce family, things like escarole and endive. All of these are what are known as self-pollinating, which means they're not very likely to cross with things that your neighbor might be growing or other crops that you might be growing. On the other hand, something like squash can be trickier because it will often cross with members of the same species of squash that you might be growing or your neighbor might be growing.
So what does that mean? What would happen if I saved the seed of a squash and planted it the next year? What would I get?
So you might not know what you're going to get. And that's something that we say on a gardening scale. Sometimes if you end up with some amount of cross-pollination, it's not the end of the world. You may not get what you expected, but you might find that you are still happy with what you get. If you get a couple of what are known as off types, things that are unexpected in your plantings, maybe that's okay. However, there are some examples, like, for example, delicata squash and the ornamental kind of Halloween gourds are the same species, and the gourds are very bitter flavored. They weren't bred to be eaten.
Okay.
So if those get crossed, can end up with very bitter tasting squash, and it's not something you want.
I noticed you said that many tomato varieties that have the seed saved. What are some ones that you can't save the seed of?
That's a good observation. So tomatoes can be classified based in what I would say is I would recommend looking at our seed saving guide that you can download
for free. Can we show a copy of that?
Yeah.
That's the Organic Seed Alliance Seed Saving Guide, which is available on their website, and it's also available on our website under the store section. You can download it for free. But go ahead, you were talking about
so more modern tomatoes, so many of the kind of commercial tomatoes that are currently available are highly self-pollinating. Some of the heirloom tomatoes, not all of them, their flowers are structured in such a way that they can cross-pollinate more readily. It can be hard to know without actually growing it and observing it which kind you have, but ones that have leaves that are shaped like potatoes often can be more likely to cross-pollinate. And then again, some of the older heirlooms can be more likely to cross-pollinate. Anything that's more of a standard beefsteak tomato, cherry tomatoes, most of those will not cross-pollinate. Again, it depends on particular tomato.
That's some really good. That's actually some information that I didn't even know. So that was great to hear.
Yeah.
Thank you for talking to us.
Yeah.
It was really nice meeting you, and hopefully we'll see you again at the next Heirloom Expo.
Yeah. Thank you so much for talking to me.
You're welcome. And to all our viewers, thanks for watching this video. And we got dozens of videos we're doing on the Heirloom Expo. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can find all the other videos. Thanks for watching.